mocha lattes in a chipmunk dream. Plaid shirts marching like a coffee house team on every corner. Irony beams, but I can't find the port in this maze of streams. Goodbye, Portland, you twisted map. Where's the harbor? Where's the gap? Goodbye, Portland, you make no sense. Renaissance mayors on a latte fence. Rent-fair cosplayers in the city hall, jousting policies, no sense at all. Sidewalk poets write haikus tall, but the river's hiding behind a wall. Show me the docks, the anchor's trace. Instead I get a kombucha embrace. Goodbye, Portland, you quirky mess. Where's the ocean? I confess. Goodbye, Portland, you make me laugh. A town of weird, split in half. Split in half. Voodoo donuts on a spinning plate. A unicycle rides through the city gate. Crowd beer rivers, ironic fate, but the port is lost. It's way too late.
All right, we're getting started, everybody. Get ready. Oh, yes. That did it, I think. Hold on. Well, all right, let me start. Let me start the show. Hi, everybody. I just thought it was appropriate considering hashtag Rip Portland. You know, and you like the music? Okay, cool. I made that with AI. Wrote the lyrics and and then just threw it in there and asked for a Portland grunge ballad. That's good. Hi, chat room. Welcome to the show. Goodbye, Portland was the name of the song, and I wrote it. I was like, let's see, people dressed as Ren Fair characters in the mayor's office and oat milk lattes and from the faucets, and I was like, so I thought I feel like that should be a theme song for whenever for Tara Dublin when she comes on the show, right? Because here's the thing, like it's something I could totally write in a day if I wanted to, and but recording it and making it sound good would take a week and a half and all that stuff. So it works. This is a good use of AI, I think, for silliness that will help us. Oh, you missed it? It's pretty good, and I made two versions of it. Let's see. Does this do comment? No, that's the lyrics. Sorry. Yeah, I like the beginning of it especially. But I think the chorus. Hold on, let's see if I can. Particularly works.
Oh, milk lattes in a chipmunk dream.
It's supposed to say a chipped mug dream, but it sounds like chipmunk dream, and I don't mind. Like, it's just as silly. Anyways, like, it mispronounces words sometimes, so it makes it funnier. Sorry, I gotta please myself. What? Simmer down. While I'm doing prep for the show and try to do stuff.
Pleasure's marching like a coffee house team. On every corner, I need beans. But
On every corner, I need beans.
find the port in this maze of streams. Goodbye, Portland, you twisted map.
Yeah, and there's a lyric about whoever the singer is not being able to find the port. Like, where's the ocean? No, like that sort of, yeah. I like Chipmunk Dream a lot better, even though it was supposed to be a chipped mug dream, because I was just trying to be grungy. But yeah. Anyways, it's very grungy. It worked out, I think. It's good. So now at least we've got a theme song for when Tara comes on that we can use for her intro music. I just have to download it and just cut the chorus out. It's all I'll have to do just to use that as a thing. So anyways, yeah, Chipmunk Dream, totally. Like, and it's so Portland. Like, it makes total sense. They're a good source of protein, right? Chipmunk drink, right? No, it's different. Alice in Nirvana, sure. I could, and I've been thinking about this for a while. Like, it would be fairly easy for me to. I think it allows me to like create stems and re-record the vocals myself, which I am gonna do on some of the songs that I've made using it. So it's me singing. Yeah, but anyway, so let me see if I can. I'm just gonna throw this in here real quick. I don't mind working on your time. Who cares? And besides, we have a very, very important show today, guys. Something really, really horrible has happened. Okay, hold on. I have to hit it first. There we go. And then I have to edit it. And I think it allows me to go. Where is it? To here? Probably here. It probably starts here. Wait. Quit it. Don't play there. Play where I'm trying to start from. Is it probably there?
In this maze of streams.
Okay, no, that's where it goes. So that's the fade out point. Okay, so I'll remove that part. Crop selection. Oh no, undo. Remove selection. That's what I want to do.
Goodbye, Portland.
There we go.
You twisted now.
There we go. All right, that'll be perfect for Tara's theme song when she comes on. You guys can always replay it. I played the whole song at the beginning of the show, so it's there.
Goodbye, Portland. You twisted now. Where's the harbor? Where's the gap? Goodbye, Portland. You make no sense. Renaissance mayors on a latte fence.
Okay, there we go. And I'll cut the rest of that just for her. And then, let's see. I gotta remove that selection. And then I have to do a... Let's see, I think I could take this and then do a fade out there. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, see? Look, I made it. That's so nice. All right, so now in my little sound thing, I have... and I'll name it... let's see. Okay, we'll save that. And then I'll call it Goodbye Portland Tara's theme. Why won't it let me rename it? Son of a bitch. Oh, I have to. There's another button. Jerks. All right. I'll just leave it there for the time being. Okay, and then I'll make a theme color because it should have its own color. We'll make it yellowy gold. All right, that's good. So now look at that. She should be very proud. I'm gonna come up with themes for just about everybody. Who's the singer? It's AI. It's not anybody.
Goodbye, Portland.
That's an AI voice.
Goodbye, Portland. You twisted now.
Yeah, it's Tara's theme for the show. So that's how that's where I found like the best use of AI is for making, theme songs to bits and like this one.
The House Sparks radio program, Megaworldwiide.
This it's just so stupid, right? And so that's what that I could never like get a like afford a production, right? On that level to do, for this show. So I figure, how do we make it fun? Let's make it fun. As I believe, yeah, Bill Murray said in Groundhog Day. Oh, or no, it was The Man Who Knew Too Little. Did they make it fun? So there you go. All right, so let me do this. Save that. So I figure if Trump can use the Wiggy Wigga QAnon music for his own purposes. America is the crusty asshole of the earth. We've fallen so far. Prices are going too low. We've got to get them back up again to help our good corporate overlords. Right. So there you go. So if he's going to use that, he's going to steal a live person's music. I will use Suno to just make stupid shit. Although I will say that no one, I felt like I had to mention that the new theme song for Friday Eye is Maximum Overdrive, is another song I wrote. Which I thought, like, if you know the movie. Yeah. I was trying to create, Maximum Overdrive is the Stephen King movie about all the appliances that come to life and kill everybody. So I was like, okay, Internet of Everything, that works. Then it's totally stupid, but I don't care. But the choruses work really well, I think, on these.
The fridge hums low, the lights flicker bright. Microwave's got a mind tonight.
Right, totally Lawnmower Man 2 theme, absolutely.
The thermostat whispers in the dark. Charging port spark like a steel heart.
Of course, it's the best part of it, I think. I know it's not Friday, but
The toaster's
I'm feeling it right
on,
now.
the kettle screams, the coffee maker's brewing skin. Maximum overdrive. They've come alive. Wires twist, machines won't drive.
I mean, it's so fucking stupid, but it's... But that's what it's best for. Like, don't make real music yourself. But anytime you want to just fuck around and make something like a theme song, that's the best use of it ever. You just watched the OG It movie? There was an interview. I couldn't watch it because Tim Curry had a stroke and he's in a wheelchair, and I just feel sad watching him because I'll always want to remember him as. Well, I was about to say Dr. Frankenfurter, but I actually think the butler in Clue, right? It's a brave little toaster. I agree. I need to tweak the lyrics on that one, but I decided I'm going to redo the vocals on that one as well. So I'll just do them with my own voice, and I'll rewrite the lyrics myself again to, like, because I was just kind of like freeballing it, and I was like, I didn't sit down and do the real nitpicky lyric writing that I like to do. So, anyways. But I'm sorry. I've fooled around long enough, and I'm sorry. I buttle, sir. Yes. I'm your personal news butler. I'm Hal Sparks. I have to wonder why you're not a movie star. Proof Hollywood is really funny. Well, Groove Dragon, I will say for the record that I never got invited to a Diddy party. I never got invited to any of the sketchy, fucked up stuff. I've never been in the same room as Danny Masterson or any of those people. And I'm not going to say that you have to be big in Hollywood, but they never invited me because they know that if they did, I would bring a cinder block attached to a piece of chain, and the night would turn ugly. It's just how I am, I'm just saying. It's they know that. So like, yeah, don't invite that guy. He's okay at the Playboy Mansion where everybody there is an adult. But don't invite him to the freak offs because he'll pull the fire alarm and call the police, and that's if we escape. Anyways, yeah, it's interesting. Like I think I've told you guys a couple of times. Like I had an agent at the artist formerly known as ICM. It's gone now, and bless his heart, he had a knack for picking out celebrities that were very hot at the time and going, you know, you could do stuff like that. You should maybe, you know, maybe meet that person. Maybe, you know, like whatever. I'm like, okay, first of all, if we're the same type and we'd be competing for roles, there's no fucking reason why I would hang out. What do you want to do? Start a fist fight? Because that's the way shit goes. Please, sir, my tenor range has a frog in it. I can literally do the soprano and bass parts with my tenor part for like 2 weeks now. What should I do? It's not a cold. It's not a sore throat. It's not phlegm. I'm lost. I have an anthem on Sunday. It's not. Okay. Drink tons of water. Warm water, not hot water. And just hydrate your voice. The other thing is start trying to sing those parts as easy as you possibly can. Take all the air out of it and just go, ah, like wherever that hole is. And then raise the air until you pitch past it and then go no further. That's what most people do. Most people try to blast through it. So glad to help. All right, now back to the horrible, horrible news. I hope she's okay. We'll find out. But Anna Kasparian was attacked by a dog. Or a lady walking her dog. Or a lady and her dog while walking. I'm not sure. The details are sketchy. It's really rough stuff, apparently. We need to check in on this. Hold on. The title is, kind of self-explanatory. Why don't we scroll back? Scroll back, you dick. It does not like my mouse. Okay, I'll just do this, and then maybe if I tap backwards. Yeah, there we go. You guys know Anna Kasparian. She's partners with that dude who keeps trying to depress the Democratic vote every fucking election. Absolutely, Katie Jalgov. I've been there. I have absolutely been there. Your soprano needs the least amount of air. Oh, yes, you're Anna. Narachi. Yes. Woman aggressively confronts Anna over her political views. TYT's Anna Kasparian targeted while walking her dog. She was targeted, so they were lying in wait. So let's see what happened. I'm as curious as... sorry.
This morning, as I was walking my dog...
I feel like, wait, hold on.
As I always do, early in the morning.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I was...
All of a sudden.
Confronted by someone.
All of a sudden, she was confronted by someone. So they leapt out of the bushes, apparently pantsless. No, what happened?
A woman who I've seen in the neighborhood before.
Okay.
Never had any issues with her. And since I've seen her in the neighborhood before and I never had any issues with her, I didn't think much of what was going to happen as I was approaching her. So.
Oh, I see. So you were confronted by someone you were walking towards who was supposedly walking towards you in an aggressive manner, perhaps. She couldn't possibly be standing still while her dog took a shit or something. Okay, let's find out.
I'm walking my dog. She's standing in the middle of the sidewalk with...
That, you know what that is? That's women. That's how women are. Anna, tell her. Don't tell her. Yeah, one side lady, Kasparian coming through.
Her dog.
Mm-hmm.
And she...
Sorry, so she's standing in the middle of the sidewalk with her dog, which is I'm sure a foaming beast, just frothing at the mouth, very Cujo-y.
My dog. She's standing in the middle of the sidewalk with her dog.
With her dog. So she knew you were coming and she got her dog, okay? And the dog, she's probably like goes, get her. Because she said, by the way, she posted that a woman sicked her dog on her. There was like an X post that she put up that led me to see this through umpteen sources. Okay.
And her dog's going nuts.
Ugh. Is he just running around in circles? Did they lose the ball? Is that what happened?
Like unruly, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, she's trying to train her dog. Her dog, looks like it might be a younger dog, whatever.
A younger dog. Those are called puppies in most people's parlance.
Mm-hmm. And as I'm approaching, she's looking at me in a menacing way.
Was it like this? Was it the ghost of Norma Desmond? I can do anything with my eyes.
like she has a weird wide stance, and I'm like,
Trucky. Was she air humping at this? Like, let's do this. I feel like I wish I had the Worldwide Wrestling thing.
I still am not thinking much of it. I'm just
No, you're just like, this woman looks like she's about to pee in the middle of the sidewalk with her young dog that's fucking insane.
thinking, okay, she's probably irritated with her dog acting like this. So
She couldn't possibly be irritated at the sight of Anna Kasparian. By the way, remind me, everyone, to tell you the story of my one meeting with Anna Kasparian years ago, before I became, what is it, at TYT, the Hal Sparkses of the world, which, by the way, I would like to say for the record, fuck you, Chink, there's only one, okay? Buddy, there's no Hal Sparkses of the world. I'm it. I'm the man. Don't confront the, like spread me out over a group of people. No one is responsible for what I do. I am. Ya bitch. Okay, anyways. I'm only saying bitch because they're talking about dogs.
let me just go around her. So I literally walk into the street in order
Okay. Because she's looking hostile and menacing.
to go around her and her dog. As I do that, she starts with her crazy unruly dog approaching me and Charlie, essentially like sicking her dog at me.
Essentially. Essentially. It's like in essence, she sicked her dog on me. Was the dog released from the leash? And because sicking your dog is like, sick him, and you would have to drop the leash. And the dog, which obviously, maybe she's irritated because she had tried to sick it on several other of your neighbors, and it wouldn't do it. And he's like, oh, here comes Anna. Maybe dogs sense evil. Maybe this will do it.
But not letting the dog loose from the leash.
So not sicking it, essentially.
Thank God, okay?
Well, sure. I mean, she's probably scared for her dog.
At that point, by the way, I'm listening to music. I'm minding my own business. I'm trying to avoid her.
And I'm sure you're looking at her with kind eyes, because no one could ever accuse you of having resting snotty wench face.
And then when she's like coming at me with her dog, I like take my headphones out and I'm like, what are you?
Okay, maybe the dog is sicking her on you. Do you ever think of that? Maybe he's dragging her over, like, get her.
What's going on?
What's your fucking problem, lady?
And she's like, you're a Jew hater.
Oh, okay. So she recognized you then. Were you flattered? Okay, so this is a woman in your neighborhood who gets it.
And I'm like, okay, well, obviously there's a misunderstanding, so let me have a
Why would that be obvious?
conversation with her. But she's like
So you just had a, like, oh, she called me a Jew hater. Actually,
screaming at me. It's 7 in the morning.
yeah, you don't start screaming in Rancho Palos Verdes or Glendale, wherever the fuck she lives. Didn't she live in the hills someplace? Yeah, you don't start yelling until 9:15, right? There's a sign, I think. You can't park there on Wednesdays because it's trash day, and they got to be able to get the trucks in, and no screaming at Jew haters before 9:30.
And I'm like, wait, hold on. And then she brings up, oh, you were rubbing your hands and making fun of the Jews.
Oh, okay. So in case you didn't see this, she did this thing about Larry Ellison, which was like, yes, and she was it's amazing. She accidentally stumbled on a blood libelous Jewish stereotype. Yeah, anybody, it happened to anybody.
This is Canary Mission propaganda.
Sorry, they sent her? First of all, I mean, I don't know, Canary Mission or whatever. It sounds lovely, actually. It sounds like people are trying to save the canary. But that was everywhere. Like that, all sorts of people were posting clips of her doing that.
Full stop.
Well, not full stop, because lots of people posted that shit.
And it's in reference to this. Let me show you what they've posted on social media. Now,
oh yeah, they're not the only ones who did it. Like, she was rubbing her hands together and doing that. That's the point. They posted it, but they're not, like, dozens of people posted that. It was everywhere. But the rest of the accounts that mentioned it probably aren't run by Jews. So it's interesting that she picks out the Jewish organization that clapped back at her about it, but like everybody else, all us Gentiles out here who are like, that's fucking sketchy. She doesn't pick one of those accounts. Isn't that weird? This is like the meta-ing of, and I don't mean Facebook, I mean the internet folding over onto itself of bigotry.
Now, they claim that I'm doing the happy merchant meme, which, by the way, I've seen that photo all over the internet before.
Not a photo, it's a drawing. But I mean, should we just check off the number of ways you're sounding like, oh, that photo of that Jewish guy, that Jew right there, like that photo of him, you know him? Have you ever seen him in public? You've seen that photo, have you? Okay. Like, you want to borrow my shovel? Holy shit.
I didn't know it was called the happy merchant meme. I don't live in 4chan, okay?
Hang on. Wait a second. First of all, I didn't know that's what it's called either, but I know it's not nice. I know what they're saying. You don't have to know the name of it to participate in its racism, dipshit.
We were talking about one specific person, so I brought that up to her. I was like, I was talking about Larry Ellison.
Yeah, who's a rich Jew, and I pointed out there are a bunch of other, I showed you guys that thumbnail that guy put up, which is like, had the Israeli flag and an arrow to Larry Ellison, who's an American, but whatever, pointing right at him, and then how much he's worth underneath him, just like Jew, money, like, yeah, and what's 4chan? Exactly, like who gives a shit? You need to have 4chan to see that fucking drawing. It's been around, are you familiar with the 1930s at all, dipshit?
One specific person who wants to surveil us 24/7, so we're all on our best behavior. And then she immediately switched to a different aggrieved, issue that she had.
Well, yeah, she's coming with receipts. That's the whole point. That wasn't the single thing that did it. It might have been maybe that was the straw that broke the proverbial camel's back, as it were, that made her go, oh, wait a minute, holy shit. Where she might have, it gave you the benefit of the doubt around the neighborhood for a little while, but that one was like, oh, goddamn. You didn't rub your hands together and make the snivel voice for Elon Musk, and he's doing the same shit. You didn't do it for fucking Palmer Luckey, the head of Palantir. You don't think that's weird? I mean, they're doing the same shit.
Other issue that she's aggrieved about, which I'll get to in a second. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, like I said, I doubt. Yes, the guy's black and white. That's true. He's very hard to photograph, Salty Sylvester, in the chat room because of that.
Yeah, and so look, I feel like the pro-Israel radicals have planted so-called tropes all.
Whoa! Hold on. So the pro-Israel people are planting Jewish stereotypes. When? In the 40s? What are you talking? What? Hold on. They're planting these things. And so you can't help but join in? This is so fucked up.
Around us.
Oh, thank you, Sandra, for liking the thumbnails. Credit goes to CSL. He's working on them, and he's doing a great job. And he's had to work harder than usual lately because Linux is a bitch. I'm just going to tell you, it's a pain. He's been great. So hats off and salute to our dear friend Can't Stop Lying.
So that you're never allowed to criticize Israel.
A lot of people manage to criticize Israel without going, yes, money and surveillance. Like, come on, man. People criticize Israel all the fucking time, dipshit. It's when they throw in the other stuff where you're like, oh, I see, it's not Israel you have a problem with. It's like everybody that's from there. All right.
In any way, shape, or form, or in any style, or with any body motions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, everything has to be completely non-inflected, like you're an NPR executive when you can, or NPR radio personality. You're just gonna, Israel does have some problems. You can't rub your hands together and make a sniveling Jew character while you're criticizing somebody who is Jewish but isn't from Israel. By the way, that's the other thing about this asshat, is that Ellison's American. Ugh.
Or with any words, because
Yeah, you can't use any words. These are my criticisms of Israel. Yeah, you're not allowed. I probably am. I'm probably canceled right now because you can't make any noises either. Can I bang two rocks together, dipshit?
everything's a trope.
Everything's a trope. Well, then why didn't everybody have problems with you talking about Larry Ellison until you went, yes, yes. You know what I mean? Like, why did it take that? Dum-dum.
Trope.
I wasn't even criticizing Israel. I was criticizing one specific person. We're going to show you the
Right, that's why she said Jew hater. Stupid.
video in a second. Hold on. Go ahead.
And then Larry Ellison's later in this program, we're going to show you a story about how he's trying to build these giant things in Gaza.
AI centers.
AI centers, which meaning like, oh yeah, obviously Israel's going to take Gaza. Obviously we're going to ethnically cleanse them. We might or might not use that.
Yeah, I know. That's what we were all talking about last fucking year when you were talking about the election like it's a fucking coin flip. You helped make this happen, fucko. This is not about whether or not you think Larry Ellison is a good guy. He ain't. He's fucked up. But it's not because he's a Jew, shithead. And the fact that you have to drag his ethnicity or his religion or both into it at all is what makes you a fucking bigot, dum-dum. You are incapable of criticizing someone without being a bigot. That's the point. Good Lord.
For forced labor, but other than that.
Forced labor is not a thing. It's slavery. You guys like TYT loves forced labor as a way of like tiptoeing around China's not so bad. It's slavery. If you're working and you can't leave under threat of death, or someone has your passport and you can't leave the country, or that's the only way you're fed, and if you leave the building, you're on an island and you have to swim for your life, or you're in the middle of the fucking desert, you're a slave. It's not forced labor. The North Koreans that are fighting for Russia in Ukraine is not a form of forced labor. They are slaves. They can't leave. Forced labor. Fuck off.
We're taking Gaza. So yes, and Larry Ellison, who bought CBS, Paramount, and TikTok, and
all right, so because Jews own the entertainment industry. Congratulations. Playing the part of Marlon Brando will be
especially for the purpose of doing propaganda for Israel. They're not even hiding it. They say they paid more for Barry Weiss's site, way more. I'm in the business, I know.
Is it business though?
Paid an outrageous sum, and then they
million.
brag to the press about, well, that's because she's pro-Israel. Then Netanyahu comes and says, we're taking over TikTok and we're thinking about X, etc. And
right, okay. Again, Trump is as pro-Israel in this respect as Larry Ellison is, as anybody else. As a matter of fact, he's the one who gave that contract to Larry Ellison. Why don't you rub your hands together and go, yes, yes, when you're talking about Trump then? Fucknut.
then they say, and by the way, they committed a genocide. They murder over 70,000 people, the Israelis do, not Jewish people. The only people saying Jewish people are pro-Israel zealots.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, or Jews that feel like they feel threatened when they're out and about because people are assuming because they're Jewish that they're pro-Netanyahu or something, so they feel endangered, and your co-host contributes to that shit.
Yeah.
No one else says Jews, no one.
Yeah, they don't, that's also the point, is that you're not saying Jew. you're going he 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 when you're talking about one. You don't get points for like the wink and the nod version of anti-Semitism and then claim like, I never said Jews. I just talked about a Jew who's an American and went he 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 like that. Like, and you didn't do it. You didn't do it. You didn't do those hand wringing and that voice. You didn't do it about Trump. You didn't do it about fucking anybody else in the not Bessent or somebody like that, right? You just did it about the Jew, dummy. That's why you're catching shit. Clean up your fucking act. No one is stopping anyone from criticizing Israel. But when you do it by asserting that, you know, Jews are money-grubbing merchant folk that rub their hands together at the thought of more wealth and control, then people are going to call you out for it. You don't, fuck you.
That's in the legitimate space that isn't Fuentes or whoever, right? But
sorry, that's in the legitimate space that isn't Fuentes or whoever. I again, what's the difference between what you guys are saying about like Jews in America and what Fuentes is saying, except he says Jew? What's the difference? What's the fucking Yes, Anna and Fuentes are both on Connect over at Peanut Butter Dickhead's website. You can connect with both of them at the same time if you want to.
they constantly are like, you said Jews, but we didn't say Jews.
Yeah, we know you didn't say Jews. That was the point. Because you acted out a trope about Jews while you were talking about a Jew. Stupid. I never said Jews. I just went, hee 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 hee. What the fuck is wrong with these people? You just can't not. Is that the thing? Like TYT, they just can't fucking not. They just don't. And this goes to, I'm done with this, whatever. This goes on my pile of stuff where there are some people, like, there are really legitimate criticisms of Netanyahu and the Likud party and the Israeli government and what they've done in Gaza, and it's legit and real and it needs to be talked about. And some people should stay out of it because you're doing more harm than good. I don't care if you think you care about some element of it, but every time you talk about it, you fuck things up. These assholes last year contributed to Trump's election, period. TYT contributed regularly to boosting Trump over Harris, boosting Trump over Biden, making like vicious, libelous claims about Biden and Harris, and acting like what Trump's going to do there next year is going to be way better. Now, I used to think that some of these folks, maybe even at TYT, were doing this because they were ignorant. They were just like, oh, okay, by comparison, like, we're not flipping a coin here. There's something really, like, you know, it's the lesser of two evils. There's a huge difference between a pickpocket and a serial killer. And what they're saying is there really, I mean, it's just the lesser of two evils. The pickpocket versus the serial killer. So who gives a shit which one you let in your car? It doesn't matter. It's the same shit that, I mean, they're no different at this point than Jimmy Dore. They just deliver it in a way that people have, like, give them the benefit of the fucking doubt. Like, well, they've been around for a long time and their set looks like a real newsroom, so they must be saying something reasonable. They're not. The entire purpose of TYT is to depress the Democratic turnout. Every fucking time. So they actively participated in making sure that Donald Trump would have an edge over Harris, would have an edge over Biden, would have they could carve away huge chunks of the voting bloc, make them stay home by being demoralized and thinking, oh God, I'm Genocide Joe and all that shit. They promoted that idea. And then when Trump gets in, he's doing something that, like, if anybody thinks that fucking Harris would buy into what Trump is doing. Not just what's going on in Gaza, but holy shit, the boats being blown up in the waters off of Venezuela and Colombia. The rounding up of not just undocumented immigrants and illegal criminals and that kind of shit, because every fucking president tries to get rid of the dangerous ones, and they always have. But for fuck's sake, like they're just making it a toss-up and then actually spending more time criticizing Democrats, the establishment Democrats, or the establishment are trying to destroy the blah, 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 and without any idea of what it takes to actually get shit done, shitting on progress. And this is where the whole trope about, you want to talk about tropes, the trope about progressives hate progress. That came from TYT. That was about TYT and all their ancillary programs that they have, their little offshoot shows. They spend all their fucking time just like attacking Democrats for not sounding like they think they should sound, that even while they're getting shit done, whether it's the rescue package, the infrastructure bill, which will again remove just the removing of the lead pipes that Biden got through, will change lives forever. Undermining the ACA from day fucking one. There are more critics and harsher criticisms from TYT about the ACA than there are from the fucking Republicans, because they know it saves lives in their states, and so they don't dare. Good Lord. Yeah, Argentinian beef, all that kind of shit. It's so fucking lame. Here's a good idea. If what you're going to say is going to make shit worse, maybe if you care, if you really care, shut the fuck up. Or, if you don't want to shut the fuck up, think about what you're going to say before you say it. I know it's a crazy notion. These days it's nutty. Maybe consider what the fuck you're going to talk about before you actually talk about it. Maybe weigh your criticisms based on reality. Not some sort of like if they just get out of the way, we'd have this magic utopia. And if we can't have the magic utopia, let that guy in so we'll fucking wreck anything. Because TYT at this point is an accelerationist group. Just let him fuck it all up. Let it burn. They're not going to get hurt. They're both millionaires. Just like Jimmy, just like fucking Hassan, just like all these fucking super rich assholes who could not only will these fuckers ride out any of the harm that they actively participate in causing, but these motherfuckers, I guarantee you, buy the dip every time. I guarantee Cenk buys the dip every time. It's gross. And the other thing that I will, like, if I've got a fucking moral mountain to stand on, it's the fact that when you're talking about politics and the things that really matter, putting any of it behind a paywall is bullshit. The people that pay for your show, or the people that support you through super chats or through memberships or whatever, should understand that they're doing it so that everybody can see everything. If the opinions and the details you're putting out are important, the idea that you would put it behind a fucking paywall shows me that you don't mean it. You don't fucking care. It's a grift. Other than that, I have no opinion. But I hope that lady's dog is okay. That's all I worry about, because I understand that sometimes if you see Anna, that early in the morning, it can cause your pets to turn to stone. Did you say Cenk buys dick? No, I said he buys the dip. I think he gets that for free. I'll say it to their face, invite them on as guests on your show. They wouldn't come. But also, okay, so here's the story. So I did Politicon once. And it was the time when I think I showed you guys the pictures at one point a couple years ago, where I was sitting at this table, and like Glenn Beck and Robert Davi and fucking Van Jones and a bunch of these people are all sitting in the backstage area before these these like panels and debates. It's the one where I saw Van Jones and Ann Coulter debate, and they came like right before they went on, they were practically fucking, and then they went on stage and had this kind of like fiery debate. And then when they came off stage, they were like, "I wasn't too rough on you, or was I? I was trying to get that point across, but I didn't mean to step on what you were saying." And it was just I was like, "This is fucking wrestling. This is like a live version of Crossfire." And so, anyways, I'm talking back there with Liz Winstead, who's lovely, and Anna's right next to her. I was talking to Liz, I think, and Anna came up, and we're talking about just political stuff, whatever. In theory, we're all on the same side. And Liz said, and we're all Bernie supporters, so we know. And I went, actually, I'm for Hillary. And Liz went, cool, okay. Well, at least, because we know that, like, in this case, the Bernie versus Hillary thing really was a coin flip, because I feel like both of them would act within the law, behave at the highest level of their morals, try to accomplish very much the same things. And I call me crazy, but I think it would be awesome if we had a female president and she was immensely qualified. But Anna fucking turned to ice. And from that point on, it wasn't that we had a disagreement or something. She was a fucking rude person from that point on. Yeah. And I remember being very shocked at how, like, bitterly angry she got in the conversation, when it was just like, we're both talking about supporting the Democratic nominee, whoever that might be. But you would have thought, I mean, honestly, if I had said I was for Trump, she would have reacted nicer. For real. It's super odd. And at that point, I realized, okay, they don't actually care about getting any of this shit done. This is performance art of the worst kind, because it's about shit that matters. Like, if you're gonna do that, fucking be on the Real Housewives of fucking Pacific Palisades or some shit. But this matters. Like, policy matters. Policies that get passed matter. Anything that doesn't get passed, too bad. Try again. Meanwhile, I'll continue the support of the people who've been brick by brick building every program that, by the way, TYT and people like them, the TYTs of the world, will bitch up and down about programs that Trump is shutting down, while never saluting them when they started. While never admitting that it was the Democrats that created those programs in the first fucking place. They have the fucking nerve to shit on Trump for, like, cutting the ACA tax breaks, for example. Like, motherfuckers, you didn't even think, you thought you should go down swinging with Medicare for all, and if you can't get that, then fuck everybody. That was the whole run over there. That's what they do with everything. They are violently opposed to actual progress. The raison d'etre of TYT is, if we don't get everything, nobody gets anything. Jerry said, our nation is not ready for a female president as much as we absolutely need her. I agree, Jerry. I think that's a realistic issue. I will say this, though, that Hillary Clinton won the popular vote by 3 million votes. And without the constant attacks from alleged progressives, Harris would have done a lot better too. To the point where it would have made a difference in swing states. I'm just saying. Would it have gotten us there in terms of that? Would it have taken anything? Did you have to defend every idea? No. Yeah, that's how the TYT cult works. And let's be clear. I don't operate that way. To me, this is politics. And politics is the art of the possible. It's not about a social movement. That's why I don't like the term social justice, for example, because I don't think it exists. There's justice, which to me is gay people should have the right to marry. Trans people should have the right to exist. But social justice being that people have to like it or they have to participate in liking it is not something you could police. You just can't. You cannot make people like something they don't like. That's where your responsibility for proselytizing or talking or informing people matters. And that takes time. And that takes effort. And it means you fucking have to care. That's why they've been pushing this whole, like, we need a fighter. When Cenk ran for office, he spent all of his time attacking the Democratic woman who was the front runner on the Democratic side, who had a real chance at the district that he was going for. He spent $1 million, got 5,000 fucking votes, spent his entire time attacking her, and that seat is now held by a Republican. A man. A Republican man. Did he spend an equal amount of time or more time attacking that guy? Nope. He just talked about what a fighter he would be. Well, I got news for you, fucker. These aren't fights that happen in Congress. They aren't. Legislation, debate would be the highest level of it, but in no UFC octagon anywhere in the fucking world do they say touch gloves and come out legislating. It's not a fight. If you want a sports analogy, it's closer to a marathon. A multi-day marathon. One of those where they run like 24, marathons in 24 days. You got to get up on your feet and do the slogging work every fucking day. That's not a fight. It just isn't. It's a stupid analogy. You stand for something. You speak up for people who don't have a voice, and you legislate from your highest ethical and moral level. Informed by your faith or not informed by your faith, or informed by your lack of faith. Whatever it is. But the idea that, like, we need fighters. Like, no, we don't, motherfucker. Democracy is the opposite of fighting. It literally is born out of, let's stop fighting and try to work out real practical solutions that really help people. I know it's not sexy language, and I know people love to use the word. But it's not a practical analogy, and it certainly doesn't, it has not gotten any of us anywhere in that regard. It just doesn't. And if you want to check me on that, look at the people that have gotten legislation passed that actually help people and the people that haven't. And the people who define themselves as fighters the most have the least amount of legislation or sign on to somebody else who did the fucking homework. So, like I said, anyways, other than that, I have no opinion. Now, meanwhile, we step back over to the right-wing dipshittery. And apparently, in the world of the post-Charlie Kirk paranoia, that storyline is always spiking. And by the way, hit the like, share the show, irritate the maggot or the TYT viewer in your feed by playing clips of the show and supporting if you can, whatever. I will never hide any of my show behind a fucking paywall, and what Patreon and members on the YouTube channel get is above and beyond what I do here. Just stand up. Just my art. I give that there so that their support of this show means this show happens. Don't get me like that. I got to tell you that I find that the most gross fucking thing ever. But anyways, speaking of gross, Benny Johnson's AI, like, I think I use AI very well in all of its silliness, especially if I may play it once more for everybody. our new theme for Tara Dublin that I can't wait to use.
Goodbye, Portland. You twisted now.
We'll get to that in a little bit. The centrist Hal is annoying. No, I'm not. Like centrist is a pejorative by the morally weak. Sorry, Ron. Nope. The pizza doesn't get to pretend, like the crust doesn't get to pretend it's the pizza. They're the fucking crust. Sorry. Yeah. So, all right. Now, this business. I would consider myself a genuine progressive. Someone who wants progress so that people are helped. Real, actual progress. As big as we can get it, but every step forward matters. You know why? Because lives are on the line. Because livelihoods are on the line. Because children's lunches and education and health insurance and those things are on the line. That matters to me. So, anyways. So this business. Let's see what epiphany. This is Joe Rogan reveals shocking epiphany after Charlie Kirk death. There are two realities. This is apparently the epiphany that... Hold on. Did Rogan have it or he showed it? Do other people have it? I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, by the way, another talk of like shit use of AI. Benny Johnson opens all of his videos with like meme AI slop. The Joe Rogan Experience is a flying dragon. And then liberals are the woman crying and she pees her pants. I've seen this one before. He uses it. Kind of creepy. Don't you think? By the way, Benny would like you to know that he's a Christian, and it's very important to him that you know that.
What's up, guys? Benny. It's been really busy the last couple of weeks, and I completely missed Joe Rogan talking about Charlie Kirk, his death, and also the commentary from Andrew Schultz, who...
You completely missed it? He's been talking about it for quite some time, so you don't watch his show, somebody sends you clips. Okay.
Who's a comedian that I really like and enjoy, and it's really funny, and you agree with him and disagree with him on stuff, and yeah, he seems like an interesting cat.
Yeah, he's an interesting cat. Groovy. And so you feel that way about comedians that aren't on your side of the aisle, that you agree with them sometimes and not others, or...
I can tell you this is...
Like Jimmy Kimmel, like you like some of his jokes sometimes, but you don't have to agree with him on everything because he's a comedian, and that's, you know, he's a groovy kind of cat.
Charlie's friend, that Charlie really wanted to go on Joe Rogan's podcast and never got the chance to. And so Joe Rogan talking about Charlie, I think, is newsworthy and important, and also...
Why? Why? Why would Joe Rogan... First of all, what doesn't... Joe Rogan's on, like, what, 3 hours a day? Lightweight. Because I'm doing, you know, 5 or 6 sometimes on the regular. I put out more programming than all of these guys. I'm just saying. Hit the like, share the show. But why would it be... Oh, okay, that's where he got the name for it. Schulz had an epiphany about Charlie Kirk and social media. Okay, so you're just lifting his the title of his video for yours. Oh, okay, so if you're just pilfering likes from Joe Rogan clips, yeah, have at it.
What they say is pretty remarkable here in this interview. And this is a Joe Rogan episode that dropped 3 days ago, and it
dropped? Did it? Like it was hot? Did it drop? They dropped it? Was it a slam dunk?
Includes, again, legendary comedian Andrew Schultz, who's just one of the more popular.
Legendary for what? His mustache and is he doing his Groucho Marx impersonation? Is he trying out for Groucho Marx?
Interesting comedians in the world, and they both have.
Why? Because he helped Trump get elected and now regrets it?
Profound take on what happened to Charlie, and more importantly, how people are reacting to it. The take is effectively this, that it proves that we live in two different worlds. It proves that there are different planes, and that people are flattened into a two-dimensional version of themselves to either be loved by one side or hated by one side.
Oh, I see. You mean like the woman that you were satirizing as the woman peeing her pants that you said was a liberal, and you just called her a lib. So you think it's bad that people boil down who people are and label them, and then assign characteristics to them. Okay, so you're against your own bullshit AI opening. All right, cool.
And no
Everybody can learn.
one is allowed to be human anymore.
Oh, is this because you got busted on Grindr, or?
Here's Andrew Schultz talking about this realization.
Wild times.
Crazy.
Wild times when people celebrate people getting killed now. Like, that never happened before.
Yeah, it has. Also, by the way, do we want to go back to the dude who almost killed Paul Pelosi? You want to go back through all the jokes you fuckers were saying about the attack on him, where he had his fucking head caved in with a hammer and spent like weeks in the hospital? Yeah.
Like, even when someone bad got killed before, you're like, oh, wow, that's crazy.
Since when? Even when someone bad got killed? What do you mean, like Ted Bundy? When people were like dancing outside? I have a Burn Bundy Burton shirt.
Crazy.
I've been thinking a lot about this.
Yeah.
And I think
Great.
that, like, I don't think we all exist in the same reality anymore. Not on some multiverse shit.
Okay, why are there scratches on the screen like it's an old movie? What is this meant to be? Like, this is history happening? We're watching. This is from the podcast. Are we in folded time? Is this part of the Mandela effect?
Right.
But, like, just like how
we see the world.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's
Yeah, it's weird. It's like some of us went, holy shit, it's bad that a guy broke into Pelosi's house, was going to kill her husband and her, and then when the cops showed up, hit him in the head with a hammer, and your buddies all laughed about it, made tons of jokes, including Don Jr. What was his costume? Got my Halloween costume ready. It was a pair of underwear and a hammer.
like, especially with Charlie's death, because I was in Australia when it happened, so like I had time. Like, I wasn't doing pods, I wasn't doing stand-up, I'm just like sitting around in a trailer all day this movie, so I like started watching like a bunch of his stuff. Also, I want to say he did something really cool. Like, I didn't really know him, but like, you DM'd a couple times, but he saw a headline about me once, and he DM'd me. And like, I don't...
Yeah, because of the numbers of your show. And he was going to have to defend you. Because his viewers watch your shit, because there's political overlap.
I don't even have a relationship with this guy. He goes, this headline looks a little weird. Like, I know we don't really know each other, but like, is this what you meant?
What was that headline? Do you want to tell us what it was? Do you want to mention what the headline was? At all? Or it was just kind of a random one?
And like, there are people who I know I've considered colleagues that haven't even afforded that to me.
Well, they probably knew what you meant. They're colleagues. They were probably in the room.
They just ran with a headline and like made a video, got clicks, views, or whatever like that.
Right.
Like, this guy I don't even know hits me up and goes, is this what you meant?
Oh, I see. He was going to attack you, but since you were being nice to Trump.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I
Anyway.
met him once at a gun range.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I met him at Terran Tactical. So I was down there training. You know,
That's the guy who trained John Wick. Or Keanu Reeves for John Wick.
you know what Terran
This is
Tactical
the one where
is?
you see like a lot of like
Yes.
celebs.
The
that go-
one where you
yeah.
see celebs. He trained Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, you think you think he's going to go to some dumbass range with normies? Of course he's going to go to the movie star range. He's a man of the people.
For John Wick. He's the man. Like, Taron Butler is like a multiple-time world champion shooter of those, you know, the events that they have.
Oh yeah, the events, the shooting events. I presume you don't mean the kind that kill people on campuses all the time that you don't care about until you think it happened to somebody you kind of knew, and then all of a sudden it's the fucking Zapruder tape. Right, but all the other campus shootings are a fucking false flag or some nonsense made to take our guns away, even when Trump's in office.
Where it's timed, or a shooter ready.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they have to ring a bell because it's not like a marathon. They shoot a gun in the air, and that's just nobody know to go.
So I met him there. Seemed like a real nice guy. You know, I didn't know anything about him back then. I didn't know much about his beliefs and views that were controversial until after he got killed. And then people started sending me stuff, and I was like, okay. What's the context of this?
That's
yeah, he shouldn't have said it that way.
Well, no. He said it the way he said it. There was no context. The saying that if you look into if you see that your pilot is black, you don't want to fly on the plane because you're sure they're a DEI hire.
There was some ones that we've talked about before. One specifically, but look, the fucking guy, first of all, was 31 years old.
Yeah.
All right. When I was 31, thank God there wasn't like Twitter or especially when I was 21. Oh my God. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, but
Judging like that's like that Nick Fuentes kid. He's like 26. Like, thank God. It didn't exist when I was fucking 21.
Dude.
because no one would have hired you because they would know what you thought about women and gays and minorities or something? Is that the idea? You would have said some shit and...
Yeah.
I was a fucking moron. I was a complete moron, like most people.
No, not like most people. No, millions of people are on social media all the time, and very few of them have to purge everything they've ever written so that they don't get fired. I'm just saying.
Especially if you grow up around morons.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So maybe it's your friends are to blame?
But I think he said...
So I'm sorry, who are these morons you're talking about? Your fellow comics, I guess? And what do you mean moron? Do you think they were lying or full of shit or...
a few things that if I was his friend, I would say, don't say it like that. I know what you're trying to say, but don't ever say, when I go into a cockpit, I hope that the pilot, if he's black, is qualified. I know what you're trying to say. You should
He said it worse than that.
hire underqualified pilots.
Yeah.
But saying it like that,
Just because of the color of their skin.
He's probably not hanging out with black people, not knowing how offensive that's going to be.
Right.
You don't think he knew that 31 years old? I mean, he said it when he was what, 28, 27? Think a 27-year-old doesn't know that saying that would be offensive to other black people? Really? How about just for starters, all the black pilots in our military? Let's just start there. You know, a good portion of your commercial airline pilots start in the military. Why don't you here's a good idea. Go into a base. Do a USO tour and say it.
For them, how you got to go. That's not what I meant. Like you got to.
It's what he meant, though. It's what he meant. He said what he meant. What are you talking about?
Like, that's not what I meant before you say it.
Yeah.
You can't say that's not what I meant before I say it. Well, then maybe shut the fuck up. Maybe don't say it. Here's a good idea, and this might seem crazy to Joe Rogan. I mean, it would probably eliminate 2 hours out of the 3 of his show every fucking day. Don't say things you don't mean. It's a nutty thought. I don't know why that would come to mind, but if you're not racist, the chances of those things falling out of your face are fairly slim, I would guess. I suppose people can be accidentally offensive sometimes, but it's not about that shit.
Run it through the filter like, what am I trying to say?
What filter? What filter? He's talking to his audience, and that's what his audience wanted to hear.
Yeah.
We all don't want unqualified people to do dangerous fucking jobs, period.
Right. Now, you should talk to Anna Kasparian. What the fuck does their background and their race have to do with it then? Why would it trigger that? Why wouldn't you just say that? I'll tell you why. Because he doesn't think that.
It doesn't matter what race they are. If all of a sudden white people became...
It did, though. That's the point. It did. The race did matter. That's why he didn't bring it up as it's an addendum. That was the whole point of the... Fuck me. God damn.
A minority and they had to start hiring dopey whites.
We'd be upset. And he makes that argument a lot.
Andrew Schultz
No, he doesn't.
goes further, talking about the different realities that we all exist in.
Great. Then I suppose, let me guess, Benny. He's going to say that in this video. Here's a good idea. Why don't you just reference this video, since you're not criticizing it, you're just piggybacking on it, and go, I watched this, I'm going to put this, the link is in the description, I'm going to play a piece of this, but you should watch the whole thing, and not just, I guess, piggyback on clicks. But what do I know? It's got 400,000 views because it's got an AI picture of an angry Joe Rogan in the thumbnail, and so he's just piggybacking on Joe Rogan's clips. I'm here to criticize not only the format of how this is done and the ideas behind it, and the train wreck of those two things hitting together, but this has value for me because I get to criticize how dopey and full of shit Benny Johnson is, and Rogan and Sullivan's, is that his name? Yeah. Take on this.
You know what? I completely tend to agree with this. The response to the left.
You tend to? When? Around 6:30 at night and then it goes away?
Has been so insane to me. I don't get it. I don't understand it. How could people celebrate the death of this good man? How can you?
Because there are assholes in the world, motherfucker. And one of the ways you handle that is by not painting everyone. Like, for example, there are people on TikTok dancing about the death of Charlie Kirk. There are also people like me saying they're against political violence in every way, and I'm not going to fucking stand for it when I'm around. I even pushing back on that Luigi horse shit. But, you see, when I say stuff like that, these assholes don't clip it. Because they're not actually criticizing reality. They're nitpicking, and he's participating in this two-dimensional world. He's helping to make it. Benny Johnson does not even realize he is responsible for the two-dimensional parallel worlds we allegedly live in.
Celebrate the death of anyone, actually, which I think is a much bigger question here. But it's because we live in different realities.
Like he makes it with sport.
Yeah, you celebrate the death and injury of other people than you think the left does.
Sports. He's like, all right, if the NFL is going to be 50% black and,
right.
So, but again, like the context is taken out.
Yes.
And I think that's what happened. Like the algorithm flattens all of us into a two-dimensional person. And like,
with the help of Benny Johnson, I would like to say, don't leave him out of this.
Like only the views that tap into, your biggest insecurities, your biggest fears, not the views, only like the lines we say or the videos, whatever, that tap into those things.
Or what terrible things you want confirmed.
Oh, you mean like the clips from Joe Rogan's show and the clips from Andrew Sullivan's show that they post online as indicative of the entire show that they pull out specifically to farm those likes and clicks. Gotcha. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. The things you won't confirm. Like that's what the algorithm does. And like,
no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. The algorithm confirms what you're watching. It only affirms what you believe if you only watch shit you agree with. And you know how I know that? Because my feed is always full of stuff I actually like and stuff I don't. Because I watch all of it for my fucking job. And so the algorithm isn't feeding me stuff to, reaffirm my belief system. It's showing me stuff that I have shown interest in the past, perhaps, or that I have subscriptions to, or whatever. Like if I click on one fucking banjo video to learn how to do my, like claw hammer banjo technique or whatever, my feed is full of that shit. It's not affirming my belief about the value of the fucking banjo, dummy.
I realized it when I was doing like a promo tour for...
Also, fuck you and Elon Musk. He literally, like, rearranged the algorithm to be more bigoted and full of shit on purpose.
For Life, my last special, right? I would go on a couple pods that like...
Do you go on the pods? Is that the hip slang, the lingo? I'm going on a pod next week. We're doing some pods and I'm podsing next week. I'm going on a couple pods.
And like maybe like 10, 15, 20 minutes into the conversation,
I was like mid-podding. Sorry. I was like really getting into the pod.
I would realize like, oh, wow, they have a very different view of me than me.
Well, yeah, they probably watch your show and that means you're lying to your audience a good part of the time, or or they only watch clips of your show because that's what you post or other people post about you. And what would be the part they're most confused about? It's interesting that, and I'm just going by this clip. I didn't watch the whole Joe Rogan thing. Maybe they dove in, and he later shows the headline that he was talking about that Charlie Kirk, called him about, and he's like, yeah, I could see where people would think I was an asshole because of that, and some of my friends made a video about it or whatever just for clicks and lulz or some shit like that, and he asked me if I really meant it, and I said, of course not, left it up, but I didn't mean it. And then, well,
New York Times one.
No, well, the New York Times one, I was like expecting it for sure. But even when I went on Dax's podcast, Dax knew me, but his co-host, I was like, oh, she has an idea of me that's like
based on your stand-up and what you say on your show,
cultivated by the internet and headlines.
Cartoonish.
Exactly, and it's
Yeah.
just a flattened version, right? It's like
Of
there's
course.
really no humanity in it. It's just these are the things that people are saying that I'm saying with no context,
Right.
and then you just create an archetype and like.
right? You mean what you do about the left and what you do about Democrats all day fucking long?
I think in a lot of ways
Well, until he turned on Trump, I guess.
that's the
That's, by the way, that's why he's talking about nuance with Joe Rogan, for the record. This is, I mean, talking about being part of the cleanup is that, and Benny's running interference for him here as well, because since he turned on Trump, a big chunk of the audience went, wait a fucking second, right? And he's like, but I'm a whole person. I have like complex beliefs now, right? And so you can't attack me for having different ideas, right? This is their defense mechanism. This is the white blood cells of potting.
Charlie thing to the furthest extreme, right? It's just like if you're on the right, there's one version of Charlie. If you're on the left, there's another version of Charlie.
Right.
And when he died, this person that you saw as like a good, God-fearing man,
Who said some racist things, oddly racist things, specifically racist things, that Joe Rogan just told you if he'd have been there, he'd have jumped between him and his phone and said, don't do that because you don't mean it, wherein he would have learned that Charlie absolutely meant it.
you're like heartbroken by it. And then on the left,
You can be heartbroken by someone being murdered for their beliefs. And also, he's talking about a two-dimensional version of Charlie Kirk. He's literally talking about a cartoon idea of Charlie Kirk, this God-fearing family man, minus all the shit that Joe Rogan just brought up, which would give him some depth and would have a halting effect on how you would react to it, perhaps. Which, by the way, it did throughout the right.
this person you saw that was like bigoted or hateful, you're like, okay, I'm not really heartbroken by it. Some people are even crazy enough to be like, he deserved it, or this is what you get, right? But they can only have that feeling if he's completely dehumanized.
No, the people who are like, I'm not going to be heartbroken about it, are the ones, I would argue, seeing him as a whole person. They didn't know him. They weren't Turning Point USA fans. They didn't believe in what he was saying, but they didn't like that he was killed. But they're not emotionally moved by it. They're just kind of shocked. Let me give you an example, Andrew. It's like when a school shooting happens. We're heartbroken every time they happen. And the gun nuts shrug it off. Now, I don't think those people have a political problem with a bunch of 12-year-olds and 15-year-olds who get killed. But they somehow compartmentalize it in their head into just another corpse. And one of those people was Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, said that a certain amount of school shootings and that kind of shit are necessary if you're going to have the Second Amendment, and it's worth it. That was one of the quotes that kept coming back after he had been killed. He was one of those people. He was one of those people who was not heartbroken when kids were killed in schools. He literally said, it's just necessary. He's describing Charlie Kirk.
Version of him that they see all the time. Mm-hmm. That happens to you. It happens to me. It happens to like anybody who's on the internet talking, for a few hours.
I don't know. It doesn't happen to me. Everybody sees me as a complete person. It's lovely. Maybe it's because I bring my cats on and I do other shit. By the way, the Ultimate Jam Night is next Tuesday night, and I'm going to do a couple of Ace songs because we miss him. And talk about a guy who, like, you can have, as a Kiss fan, you can have mixed feelings about. But his impact was, was legendary. And that's that. And then the following Friday, I'm at Flappers doing my regular show that all of our Patreon people and all of our members on YouTube get to watch because they are paid members, so I don't have to put anything behind a firewall. And it's going to be the Halloween show.
Hours a week, and when I saw that shit, and especially I saw like this visceral reaction to Charlie. That's what sows the insanity in the country, because the people on the left are seeing the people on the right be heartbroken, but they're like, why are you heartbroken over this guy who's a bigot? And the people on the right are seeing the people on the left celebrating. They're like, why are you celebrating the death of this God-fearing family man? And both...
Because he said a certain amount of gun deaths are necessary if you're going to have the Second Amendment. It wasn't like somebody else in his organization said that and it happened to him. It was direct. And it was particularly ironic. And I think a lot of people were reacting to that fact because he was sort of cold-blooded about what was happening to other people, and it had happened to him. So while they didn't, the majority of people didn't celebrate it, all you fuckers did was fixate on those who did and paint everybody with a broad brush. You took it from a basket of deplorables to Democrats are deplorables. You did the same fucking thing.
Sides just think each other is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
When in reality, he's neither of those cartoons.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
You're right. He's not. So you're saying he's not a God-fearing family man? I mean, hey, you guys DM'd. Maybe you know more about him than I do.
Yeah, I mean, like, for us to have any semblance of a nation, we have to have a shared reality.
We all have to agree with Benny.
And I think this is getting to a really great point. There is no shared reality now between the right and the left, depending on how far down the rabbit hole you want to go.
He's making the point that there could be and that there isn't. And what do you mean rabbit hole? You're just pulling that phrase out of your ass. Get the fuck out of here. All Benny does for a living is work that divide. That's the whole point of his fucking show. I would argue that's the point of every one of his fucking thumbnails. Benny Johnson's job, whether he's being paid by Russia, when he's being paid by Russia, or not, which is when we don't know that he's being paid by Russia, is to divide the public. That's the fucking raison d'etre of his show.
I like, call me a romantic, but I remember...
I would never do that. I'll call you lots of things, asshole, but I will never call you a romantic.
The 90s, where it seemed like we had more in common and we agreed on more than we disagreed on. At least we loved America more than we hated
Yeah, what were you, 6?
each other. But that just doesn't seem to be the case anymore.
Really? Do you want to go back and go over the Whitewater into Monica Lewinsky? You want to go into any of that shit? You want the contract with America and the divisiveness around that? You want to... No? You want to relive that at all?
You know, if you can celebrate the death of Charlie Kirk, well, then, like, really, what won't you do?
Well, I don't know. A lot of the people who were on TikTok and places like that where the Chinese algorithm specifically raises those voices up and lowers other in an attempt to divide, which you participate in as well. I think those people probably fucking nothing, because what do? They make videos. They're not going to do anything else.
You know, what won't you do? Joe Rogan has talked about Charlie Kirk before. He talked about how Charlie Kirk opened his eyes to the hatred of the left.
Yes, Charlie Kirk helped him to turn the left from a three-dimensional entity of lots of different people with sometimes even competing ideologies to a two-dimensional villain.
And to just how dark stuff has gotten. I don't want to be nihilist here.
Yeah, nihilist, if you believe in nothing, Lebowski.
Certainly don't want to blackpill anyone.
You won't.
But I just think these kind of conversations are important.
Thanks. Well, then fucking put the clip for this in there. You're not having a conversation. You're reiterating what he's saying, sort of.
At the very least, they start something.
Do they? What? More people smoking cigars?
Somewhere.
Steroids?
Here we go.
We're getting numb as a society of seeing people die.
Well, the Charlie Kirk thing fucking opened up my eyes.
Yeah.
I never expected so many people would celebrate that man's murder.
That is.
Okay. Again, it's the fucking internet. It's not your phone is not a window, asshole. And if you're that shocked, then that's because you participated in the attack on Paul Pelosi. You thought it was funny. Now, if he'd have died, let's see if Joe Rogan would have walked back all of his jokes about the fact that the guy was hit in the head with a fucking hammer and had brain swelling and was in the hospital, and that the guy doing it, the only reason he only injured him was because the cop showed up before Nancy did, because he was going to kill them both. And you guys made a joke about it. So why would you be shocked? And why would you take, like, why would you nut pick the extremes on the internet and start, like, painting everyone with that broad brush when it comes to Charlie Kirk, but not recognize that you're participating, you're painting everybody on your side with the good brush when they're laughing about what happened to Paul Pelosi or others?
Is evil. That's
Bizarre. It's just bizarre. Like normal people that I think they're good people, and they genuinely think that guy was a bad guy. And I don't think they're right, and I think they were indoctrinated. And I don't agree with everything that Charlie Kirk said or did.
I don't care if he was a bad guy or not.
He's not a bad guy.
I don't want to see him. I don't want to see anybody die.
First of all, he's
First of all, that's a lie. Real quick, I'm just saying. Sorry, Andrew Schultz and Andrew Sullivan. Yeah, Andrew Sullivan. Did I say Schultz? I think I said Andrew Sullivan, but beg your pardon if I did. That's not true at all. It just isn't. Again, like none of these guys would mourn fucking Gacy or Dahmer dying in prison or any of that kind of shit. Like, come on. You do too. Don't say anyone. Don't use these broad things to paint yourself as some sort of saint in contrast to these other people. You don't have to get your point across.
your age, right?
Yeah.
He's a young guy, right? And he would go around to college campuses and have arguments with people or have discussions with people, have debates with people.
Yep.
But it infuriated people because
So what? There's a big difference between being infuriated or arguing back or yelling shit and shooting the fucker. And nobody, I am against taking up arms against someone because you don't like what they say, no matter what they say. The dude wasn't a legislator. He didn't pass a bill that cut funding to children and that kind of stuff. It didn't even go to an active point. He was simply a political speaker. It's valueless, it's immoral, it's wrong and evil to kill someone like that. Period. I'm against, and I've said this a bunch of times, I am against the death penalty. Especially, to all the Free Luigi dickheads out there, when it happens without a trial at all. It's bad enough, state-sanctioned murder, when it occurs. It's worse when someone does it without a trial of any sort, where the person can put up a defense and those kind of things. That's how evil it is. It's wrong. It will always be wrong. If you want to argue with someone, you don't like what someone's saying, argue back. Win the argument. Good Lord.
felt like this guy is going against the progress that was being made in society. But what he did not feel like was progress. Like it was a progressive.
Yes, and I'm sure Strom Thurmond felt the same way in the 60s.
Agenda that was being pushed in most college campuses. It's a leftist, Marxist sort of agenda. He didn't feel like that was the correct way to live, and he felt like he had arguments against it, and he wanted. And it was, it's a business too, right? Like he developed this.
He was in the so also this is that little aside. is Rogan is essentially, basically saying that the stuff he said maybe about the airline pilot, that's just, you got to do it. It's a business. You're going to say these things because it's a business. Even if you're saying stuff you don't believe, it's because, I'm in the debate world, so I got to say some shit I don't believe just to get people riled up. Again, is it so fucking hard to just say what you mean?
Big social media platform because of it, and I don't, like I said, I don't agree. I don't think some of the things he said he should have said, but the fact that people were cheering when he died, normal people,
why would they be normal? And by the way, the use of the word normal there is to paint every normal person, everybody else, with that thought at the same time. That isn't normal. It's abnormal behavior to cheer the death of someone who's shot for what they're saying, no matter who they are.
Housewives, moms, like fucking people working at banks, people working at...
Yeah, there's fucking nutcases everywhere.
Various industries celebrating a man getting shot in front of his kids.
Now do the attack on Paul Pelosi. Your buddies, your hunting pal Don Jr.
In the front of the whole world.
That's
like,
evil.
What the fuck is wrong with us?
And it's just really weird now.
It's really weird, and it's celebrated to hate people. And that's the weird part. And most of us know that that's wrong. And that's why, like, when this Charlie Kirk...
Most of us do? All right, well, that's... Most of us. Maybe he just means whatever side of the spectrum he thinks.
Thing happens, there's a giant blowback. And most people recognize, like, hey, as a collectively, as a society, this is not right. Regardless of whoever that person is, whether that person's on the left or the right, they just got shot in front of the whole world. It's not a thing to celebrate ever. And especially when you're seeing people on the left that are supposed to be progressives. These are supposed to be the kind, compassionate, inclusive people that are
Yeah, those folks don't vote. All those people doing that on TikTok and shit like that, if they even live in the fucking country, which a big portion of them I would assume don't, or are paid by people who don't work in the country. That's another conversation for another time, especially when it comes to TikTok. Those aren't most people.
Celebrating gun
But you guys play them up like they are.
Violence. Public execution. Like, that's insane. That's in a public assassination. That's insane.
Right. So you get the point. That not only is fucking Benny Johnson piggybacking on Rogan clips, but I mean he's dutifully full of shit on this. Now, speaking of the Charlie Kirk killing, the and piggybacking on other clicks, I've shown a couple of clips of Jimmy Dore basically building on top of, like, anybody who likes what Candace Owens is saying but doesn't want to watch Candace Owens either because she used to work at the Daily Wire and she's conservative, or for religious reasons because she's Catholic, and they don't, like the sort of atheistic former TYT people that watch his show who are fucking, I don't know what their raison d'etre at this point is. I don't know what their reasoning is, but he's piggybacking on top of her clicks. That's what he does. So anybody who doesn't want to watch her because they don't want to throw money her way will watch basically his read on what she's talking about or these ideas. Okay, so you didn't know this. This is the even more serious question surface about Charlie Kirk's security team. So again, Charlie Kirk's security team, the big, more than likely what this is about is Kirk's security team, when they showed up, they said they didn't need the police there because I don't think they thought they did. I don't, after the fact, you're like, they should have. But beforehand, it's like 10,000, National Guardsmen on the steps of the fucking Capitol. After January 6th, you're like, we should have had them here. But before January 6th, you're like, why? What's going to happen? Are they really going to attack? Okay. So, and then, again, Trump talking about the Insurrection Act as flippantly as he is, and all the people around him who were talking about the Insurrection Act at the time, the fact that they wanted to bring National Guard from Texas to stand on the Capitol steps makes it extra fucking hinky. Just saying. All right. So, anyways, even more serious questions surface about Charlie Kirk's security.
He verified with UVU officers.
Okay, so this is Jimmy fucking piggybacking on somebody else's fucking video again. God damn it. Like, do any of these assholes do their own reading? Am I just working too fucking hard? Because if I show a video, it's because I'm criticizing it. Like, I'm not putting up videos going, what he said. Shit, what he said. God damn, this is lazy.
Officers at UVU campus that Charlie's team wouldn't coordinate with them regarding security, which I thought was really weird. Now, I don't know the exact protocol with this. I don't know if this is a normal thing. Is it?
It's a normal thing. Like, they have their own people. They didn't think it was going to be a big deal. Like, I'm fairly certain because they do them all the time. So they didn't need, that, like, if they're like, do you need us to patrol the area? We're like, no, we got it. It's all right. Like, they didn't, I don't think they expected him to be shot, really. So it's not weird at all. But again, the way they talk about it, I've seen this guy before, but the way that, like, he's meant, I've seen this from Candace as well. The way they talk about it is as if the Charlie security team wouldn't cooperate after the fact. That's what, like, because if you listen to how they're talking about it, that's what it kind of sounds like, right? Listen to what he says.
He verified with UVU officers at UVU campus, that Charlie's team wouldn't coordinate with them regarding security, which I thought was really weird. Now, I don't know the exact protocol with this. I don't know if this is a normal thing. Is it not weird that the guest security wouldn't coordinate with the officers on campus?
Yeah, it's not weird. Now, he's playing it fast. He's playing a faster version like Jimmy is. And Jimmy's doing the whole, what he said. Like, that's like, this is like Jimmy hearing a dog whistle is now the show, I guess. But yeah, he's got the video that he's watching sped up. But they're talking about coordinating beforehand, not after he was shot. Not like, will they answer questions? Will they work with people? And so it's normal. They're like, do you guys need us to be? No, we got it. Like, that's probably how it happened. Because I don't think from the setup, they didn't expect him to get fucking shot. Nor should they. But again, this is building up into this, it was planned beforehand. His own security team killed him. And that's where they're going. In conjunction, obviously, with Kash Patel and Bangholio and Pam Bondi and Trump and the Jews and the Pentaveret and the Illuminati.
Like, is it not weird that they wouldn't coordinate with local officers? Is that
Not local officers. Notice that language slip right there? This is campus security, not the police. The police didn't come and say, hey, you want us to help? It was the campus security. They don't need, like, the fucking rent-a-cops at UVU to do their job. Like, the guys that he had with him, in theory, were private security who were better at their job than the guys that lock up the buildings at UVU every night. That's, but he says officer to make you think cop.
just a normal thing? I don't know. But I just thought it was really weird.
So this guy, Ian at iWen Stir, you see it. He said,
No, I don't actually. I don't see it. It's cut off on my screen or whatever, but I'll take your word for it, and who cares? This guy, Ian?
there's proof that Charlie Kirk security told local law enforcement that they didn't need to work with them, and that over a month ago...
No. UVU is not local law enforcement. UVU security is not local. They're not... They're just the fucking campus security.
Local law enforcement officers and everyone involved were already being told to stay quiet. That's a month before these official gag orders happened. So it's about a fair trial for Tyler. So just to let you know, there's a huge gag order. One of the most unprecedented gag orders in history is being put on the Charlie Kirk case.
Right, because they want to make sure that Tyler Robinson can't claim that he can't get a fair trial, so they don't have to move the fucking trial someplace else, so they can have it there because that's where it happened. And if everybody's yammering about it all the time, and they spill the case beforehand, he could say, there's no way I can get a fair trial, and then he could maybe go free. Did these motherfuckers think about this at all? It's anyone involved in the case.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's normal. It's just a big case because it happened in public. There's a lot of people involved because there were like thousands of people watching the dude get shot. And if they're a witness to it, if they saw him get killed and then they looked where the shooter was, they're more valuable as a witness than somebody who just heard a gunshot, ducked, and ran. And they don't know who those people are yet, and they're interviewing all of them.
By a suspect judge. So I mean, how many more things?
Oh, fuck, he's reading again. Are these going to be like dead Charlie Kirk jokes? He's going to try and squeeze some jokes out. He's got it written on fucking paper in front of him. You can't think off the top of your head. You can't respond to what's being said without notes to yourself.
Can a certain powerful entity do behind the scenes to conspire before we get to call it a conspiracy? How many? So let's watch this guy. He's
sorry. You had to write that down and reread it during this clip. And also, where's the conspiring part? These guys just said to campus security, "We got this. We don't need to coordinate you. We got our own guys." They were wrong. And even if they had, would it have affected anything? They didn't have to coordinate with them. Do you think the fucking campus security let the guy through because the security team wouldn't talk to them?
got a great. So he actually knows some cops that were on the ground there, and listen to what he says.
Now, truth be told, this part you've probably already seen. That happened yesterday. However, I can guarantee you didn't see the part that follows.
This is bad. This is real bad. Even mainstream media is calling this one of the most secretive trials in history. The judge is making everything.
Well, if mainstream media is calling it that, then I don't believe it or whatever. That's the lamestream media. They're fake news. Especially if it's like the Washington Post or the New York Times or somebody like that. Sorry. So are we doing this again? Are we doing this bullshit again where Alex Jones has fucking regular newspapers, legacy media, spread out all over his fucking desk so that he can tell us that they're untrustworthy? Then why are you citing them?
Secret. With gag orders, including the police reports and 3,000 witnesses, associates, or anyone that knew Charlie Kirk. They're saying
No. There's not a gag order on anyone who knew Charlie Kirk. That's not a thing. That will never be a thing. You're out of your fucking mind. You know how I know? Candace Owens knew Charlie Kirk, dum-dum. There's not a... What the fuck? There's not a gag order on everyone who knew Charlie Kirk. And that guy's doing the same thing Jimmy does. Like, huh? There's a gag order on anyone who knew Charlie Kirk. How fucking stupid are these people? Again, I'm not even asking people to believe the regular story, but like, again, if you have to fluff the fucking words every time you talk and exaggerate the shit out of it, then everyone else is forgiven for not taking this seriously. Everyone who knew Charlie Kirk has a gag order on him. Get the fuck out of here. Then how did they have the memorial service?
effectively any talk show host that knew him or talked to him was under gag order.
No, not effectively, not at all. The fuck is the matter with you? Jesus Christ. Like that is so idiotically not true.
All right, guys, been sick a couple days and saw this yesterday, but I wanted to verify that it was actually real because I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Well, that's because I think your logic chip still works. And let's see if your reading comprehension works as well.
But alas, it's real.
Okay.
There is a substantial amount of discovery in this case, Your Honor. It's voluminous, to say the least.
His lawyers entered their formal appearance and declined to waive his right to a preliminary hearing.
Wow, they put the whole conspiracy on video? They're going to film it? Who snuck this camera into the courtroom and caught this all on tape? The most secretive trial in the world? Did this person have a replaced eyeball that they were able to film this? And who's that person speaking in the background? I hope they changed their voice from their regular job working on a Utah fucking afternoon news show.
Judge Tony Graff has issued a gag order preventing anyone associated with the case from talking about it. It's to avoid pretrial publicity.
Anyone associated with the case.
Already a big problem. A case with massive media exposure involving a high-profile figure like...
There might be the reason why there's 3,000 people that are involved in this. And those are just, that doesn't count the people who might have been looking out the windows.
Charlie Kirk, but the judge wants to ensure a fairer trial for Robinson. It's also brought up a big issue involving thousands of people.
So this is real. Here are the actual gag orders.
I'm going to get aggravated. Hold on. Let's see. Where are we? Gag order review, State versus Tyler Robinson. Gag order is the quarter of the let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to find a printed version of the actual fucking gag order. There's all these like, did Candace Owens get a gag order? Candace Owens is vowing to defy the gag order, which because she doesn't fucking have one. Let's see. I'll just look at images. Maybe there's a picture of it. This is the exchange. This is the, we know about the case. This is the thing. Protection order. Let's open this up. Hold on. Okay. Here's the, instead of having it be this tiny fucking thing on this guy's screen. Defendant Tyler James Robinson is charged with 1 count of aggravated murder and other felonies. This case has generated, is like, okay, protection order. Lawyers who have participated, who are now participating in or who will yet participate in this investigation or litigation in this case, in any way shall abide strictly by Rule 3.6 of the Utah Rules of Professional Conduct. Okay, so there's already a rule that they have to participate in. Rule 3.6 prohibits a lawyer from making an extrajudicial statement that the lawyer knows or reasonably should know will be disseminated by means of public communication and will have substantial likelihood, beg your pardon, let me scroll this up here, substantial likelihood, I don't know, can I make this bigger or is it, no, it won't do it because it's an image. Trying to make it big enough so there, because well, I should probably read it here because it's bigger on my screen. It's so funny. The lawyer knows or reasonably should know will be disseminated by means of public communication and will have a substantial likelihood of materially prejudicing an adjudicative procedure in the matter, meaning that it'll prejudice the jury one way or another, including and not limited to the actual prosecutors in this case. Where is it? Lawyers who have participated in, or let's see, who are now, okay, this is the same thing. Yeah, so this is the same text. This prejudicial applies to lawyers who are not participating in the investigation or litigation of this case, but who are associated with the Utah County Attorney's Office, or associated means anybody in the DA's office or anything, which is totally normal. Where is the fucking... All right, is there another fucking page to this? It's the same shit. This is like, it's boilerplate. It's not even like the judge fucking drafted this.
You can read them right here. Just
screenshot it.
Hold down and screenshot. You know.
Yeah, okay, that's the same thing I just read. What he was showing was just what I showed you guys, which says lawyers, lawyers, lawyers.
I saw all this stuff about the gag orders. I thought, that's really weird. Because if you remember, I told you that I had a source who was actually on the ground the day that Charlie was shot. Somebody who was in law enforcement.
Did Jimmy just fart? Is that... Yeah. He's got a source on the ground.
Really?
And
really? He can't hear you, Jimmy. He's not a guest on the show. If he was, you would talk over him and then put a graphic up over his face while you were reading something poorly.
I basically knew a lot of the things before it ever hit the news. And so that's one of the reasons why I've been so outspoken about it.
Basically.
It's because it hasn't made any sense at all. Well, I got to thinking, I remember my source telling me something about how they were trying to keep everybody very tight-lipped. And
which is really uncommon in a murder case.
So I went back through our messages and I found this. So on September 27th, my source said, I can't talk about it yet. Admin is on high alert about leaks. Blank advised anyone leaking information about this case would receive heavy reprimand. And I said, I'm convinced this was a hit, dude. This Tyler Patsy thing stinks to high heaven. So everyone is being very tight-lipped. Oh, for sure, bro. Once I got on scene, I could tell something was very wrong. And I was thinking about our conversation. I was thinking about a couple of things he was talking about. And I remembered that one of the things he was also talking about was the fact that
So he violated the gag order with that one extra text? Way to out your friend.
Verified with UVU officers at UVU campus, that Charlie's team wouldn't coordinate with them regarding security.
Do you see the shuck and jive that's going on here? The sleight of hand? What do you think fucking UVU security would have done against the Turning Points USA's own security? I guess Erica Kirk had to be involved. Patel, Bongholio, and all that. You couldn't go, hey, Mark, come over here for a second. A pow. Like, what do you think would have happened to the UVU security if they'd have participated or not participated? There wasn't a crack member of the UVU security on campus that they wanted to keep out of there because he was like fucking Columbo.
Which I thought was really weird. Now,
it's not weird at all.
I don't know the exact protocol with this. I don't know if this is a normal thing. Is it not weird that the guest security wouldn't
he's replaying this.
Coordinate with the officer?
Yeah, it's a have or have not. I'm sure he thought he had a bunch of fucking Blackwater guys that work for him. I don't think they thought they needed to take orders from or coordinate with some fucking rent-a-cops that work for UVU.
On campus. Like, is it not weird that they wouldn't coordinate with local officers? Is that just
not officers? Yeah, he's playing.
It's a normal thing.
Jimmy doesn't even know we're watching the same thing twice.
I don't know, but I just thought it was really weird. All the people who have called people like me crazy for saying that there's far more to this than just what they're telling us.
Nobody's saying that. They're saying specifically there's a lot to this that they're not telling you because they want to fucking convict the guy. And they don't want him going, I can't get a fair trial anywhere. There's too much publicity about this. He can't get a fair trial, and therefore let's turn him loose. It's the same reason they bought fucking Burger King for the kid who shot up the church in whatever North Carolina. And everyone's like, they bought a Burger King. I'm like, yeah. First of all, he wasn't convicted yet, and if they denied him food, he could have used that to get out of it. He was abused, and they starved him. So any confession he gave was bullshit. And they gave him food, and he fucking went, yeah, I did it. And that's I did it because of this. And then they locked him up. It saved the taxpayers millions of dollars. They didn't give him the food because they like him. They gave him food because they're legally obligated to. And if they don't, he can go free.
It might be time to start considering that maybe you're wrong.
Maybe your head is up your ass. Maybe you could stop fucking with the timeline and trying to get people to think that his team wouldn't coordinate after he'd been killed. Because that clearly is what you're doing.
Because I'll tell you what, if you want to convince people that there's nothing weird going on with this assassination, if you want to convince them that there are no conspiracy theories and that it really is just what you're telling them.
Yeah, so if you question, if you go along with the trial on this and the guy gets convicted and they show the evidence and it turns out he's guilty, you probably don't believe in the aliens landed at Roswell either.
You don't put gag orders on every single person that was involved in it, including all 3,000 of the attendees.
They don't. Unless there's another fucking page. Because both of those pages say the lawyers. Lawyers who are participating or are now participating or will participate, meaning if they, or anybody who works at their firms or in the DA's office can't talk to the press.
You just don't do that. But see, that's what's been done.
No, it hasn't. No, for the record. No, it hasn't. You can believe whatever you want about a fucking conspiracy, but in this particular case, that's not at all what it says. Shall we look at it again? Just for these fuckers. Because, it's right there. Protection order. The lawyers who participated in, who are now participating, or who will yet participate in the investigation or litigation of this case in any way, shall abide strictly by Rule 3.6 of the Utah Rules of Professional Conduct. It prohibits a lawyer from making an extrajudicial statement, and talking to the press, talking outside, talking to their family members or whatever, so that if they have a reasonable belief that it would be disseminated or could be disseminated in PR, if they fucking somebody were like, my husband said this the other night to somebody, and then it will get someplace. If they reasonably understand that could happen, they got to keep their fucking mouth shut. And then that's the end of this page. Whoops! All right, now it's blowing up. I see. All right, hold on. Command minus. There we go. That's the end of this page. That's page 1. And then there is where the fuck is it? Here, go back to here, and then back to Utah issue gag order, and this is the other part. This, which is the same thing. This is that's the brief version of it, and this is the same words written again. Can I open this? Is that what it is? Open it, page a new tab. Let's do that. Okay. And then we'll scroll in. Lawyers who have participated in, or who now, or who will not knowingly or recklessly permit witness, investigator. Okay, here we go. Shall not intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly permit a witness, investigator, consultant, staff member, or other member of the prosecution or defense team to make an extrajudicial statement, which, if made by the lawyer, would violate Rule 3.6. So the witnesses, the investigators, the consultants, the staff members, in theory, can say whatever they want. Yeah, so this is a gag order on the lawyers talking to them. A witness can say whatever the fuck they want, but they can't say something the lawyer told them to say. Permit a witness or to make an extrajudicial statement which, if made by the lawyer, would violate Rule 3.6. To that end, lawyers participating in the investigation or litigation of this case shall inform all witnesses, investigators, hold on one second. All witnesses, investigators, consultants, staff members, or other members of the prosecution or defense teams about the prohibitions contained in this order. So, direct witnesses, anybody who witnessed it, and I suppose they mean on television. That's where they're getting this from. So, anybody who's an active witness. That's what that means. Somebody that's going to be called as a witness. Does anybody think they're going to call all 3,000 people that were in attendance that day to be a fucking witness? Anybody who viewed it. Secondly, and again, it's lawyers who have participated in, or now or will, in this case, shall not intentionally, knowingly or recklessly permit a witness, investigator, or consultant, knowingly permit. Like, they won't say, you can talk. If the witness does, it has nothing to do with the lawyer. So stupid. Which, if made by the lawyer, would violate Rule 3.6. To that end, lawyers participating in this litigation shall inform all the witnesses, investigators, consultants, staff members, or other members of the prosecution or defense teams about the prohibition. The protection order applies to lawyers who are not participating in the investigation or litigation of the case, but are associated with the Utah County Attorney's Office or associated with the defense counsel's firm or firms. See Utah R. Prof. Condition 3.6. Court staff is also ordered not to make public statements that would violate the provisions of this order. If they want to say anything that wouldn't violate that, they're allowed to. This order does not prohibit lawyers from making statements permitted by Rule 3.6. It's the biggest gag order in the history of the gag orders. Anybody who witnessed it is gagged. Yes, anybody who fucking saw a video on fucking TikTok of him being shot or watched a video about it is now a witness. Is that where you're going with this? Fuck me.
And so, once again, I'll tell you, there's definitely more to this assassination than we think. We just witnessed our modern day JFK.
Then that means that, in this case, the president and the Warren Commission and all this stuff is Trump, Bondi, Patel, Bongholio, everybody there, the fucking red state governor's office of Utah.
Hey, I'm just a conspiracy theorist, right?
No, you're a dumbass who can't read. With a paranoid streak.
So you're telling me...
Oh, fuck, he's reading again.
It's somehow suspicious to put a gag order on 3,000 witnesses?
You're not putting a gag order on 3,000 witnesses. They can't say stuff that they heard from the lawyer.
Not if it's a national security op. That's not just.
I see that's a joke he wrote on the page. Not if it's a national security op. Badoom.
I mean, maybe that's suspicious to you, but who cares what you suspect? Certainly not your own government.
Sorry, how is that a joke and not just a paranoid rambling?
Yeah, it's not like JFK. Charlie Kirk was not an elected official of any kind. He's literally the equivalent of an entertainer doing a show. So really, it's like these rock stars get killed young when their handlers feel they'd be more useful dead than alive to them.
Okay, so Kurt's going with the whole idea that Turning Point's USA murdered him. So Erica Kirk wanted the job and he wouldn't let her because women can't run things according to, their trad wife way of living. So the only way to get control of the company was to get rid of him. Is that where you're going now? Holy shit.
That's what I would compare it to.
Right. Okay. So he had outlived his usefulness with Turning Points USA, and they killed him because his records will sell more now that he's dead.
So this has got to be the same crew that was responsible for 9/11. Am I right?
Oh, he's fucking reading again. You can't. Is he this dough-headed now? He's just burned out that many fucking brain cells that he can't just respond to what Kurt just said?
Right. I mean, would that would be too on the nose. Am I right? I mean,
Saudi Arabia.
Am I right?
Yeah, that's right.
The most blatant and obvious.
Sorry, the Saudis thought Charlie had outlived his usefulness, and they killed him.
Secret operation in recent history. And by the way, we're the.
Oh my God! Like it's just so fucking pathetic. Like, if you're gonna read something, it should be a joke that's like hard to manage. I don't know, something that has a lot of alliteration in it or is tricky. You just have to read your fucking thoughts that Kurt wrote down for you off of a piece of paper.
Construction crews instantaneously rebuilding the area where Charlie Kirk was shot. Was that not enough?
Why? The place wasn't pelted with bullets. He was killed with one shot or whatever. Like, and again, I know Candace Owens think they ran a hose pipe up his ass and that's what made his neck explode. They just puffed air into him through his anus. What am I, who am I to question the conspiracies?
What were they installing instead? Neon signs? For F's sake? They might as well be for all the good they're doing themselves.
Damn. This is some hot writing. I wouldn't even spend this on a live stream, Jimmy. You should keep this for a special.
Why not just install neon signs where Charlie Kirk was killed? Hey, we already covered this up. We already paved over it. We scrubbed the crime scene.
This is hot. I wouldn't even post this joke until you did the special because people would steal it.
Well, I think Brylan Hollyhands is going to make everyone forget the new replacement Charlie. Brylan.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody's going to just be like, move on and not look more into this because Brylan, the next sacrificial
The next
lamb.
Charlie Kirk. We didn't explain who that is to the audience yet. So
they know. You have the same audience.
They won't know what you're talking about.
Oh, treat yourself, audience.
Yeah. So there it is. So they're gagging everybody.
Okay, so the pipe is just because he's like, shit, I don't look dumb enough?
One of the biggest gag orders in the history of the country.
No, not at all. Standard to the law, especially in a high-profile case. They already have a rule for it. They literally already have a statute in Utah.
Please
violate it.
And this guy's got inside information that Charlie Kirk's security team wouldn't work with the local police.
Nope. God, do you see the fucking bag of sand for the gold statue? Local police? What the fuck are you talking about? He was talking about UVU security. Holy shit. Is this not... All right, chat room. Am I losing my mind here? Am I fucking out of my mind? Am I missing something? Right. Am I tossed? What happened? Am I going completely mad? It not only can that guy not read, whoever the fuck, the Ian guy, not only can he not read, but these motherfuckers can't read what he was reading to check and see if he can fucking read. And now they're literally not just repeating the kind of loose-lipped bullshit lie. This is like when Candace Owens said he was killed with a shotgun from 200 yards away or right behind him. Fucking hell. And look how fucking confused these dickheads are. Huh? That doesn't sound right. Because it isn't. It's not at all. Like, we just heard it. I don't even have to look further into this. He showed the texts. We saw what his friend wrote to him. We saw him fuck up what his friend wrote to him. And then we see you going, like, this went from UVU security to UVU police to Utah police by the time we finish this fucking video. This is why conspiracy theories fall apart. If it's a conspiracy theory, if there's all this hinky shit, you can explain it without any exaggeration. How about that?
Huh.
Well, that makes
I'm a dumbass.
sense.
Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, there has never been a better time to play the winner, co-winners, Kirk and Jimmy,
silly, stupid, dumb.
running away with the Dum Dum Award.
Huh.
That makes total sense.
But you're crazy if you think that Kash Patel's lying about this. You're
I don't know if Kash Patel's lying about this. I haven't even heard what he's had to say about it other than he went to the fucking crime scene and licked some rocks to say, like, that's a 30-06? Yeah, that's a 30-06. That's a joke that I'm making up so that people don't think I'm adding to the conspiracy. He didn't lick any rocks. I'm sure he did, but I don't think it had anything to do with the case while he was in town. I think Kash Patel's a liar all the time, mostly about the Epstein files, but boy, is this working distracting you assholes.
You're crazy if you don't accept what the FBI is saying about the most obvious and transparent conspiracy professional hit job.
Well, hey, if it's the most obvious and transparent hit job ever, then you wouldn't have to make stuff up or misread anything. You could just post the facts and they would stand on their own. Other people would make the stupid faces you make all the fucking time.
I've ever seen in my life.
Well, then you haven't been paying attention at all, Epstein files.
If you think they're suspect, you're a conspiracy theorist.
This has nothing to do with whether people think what happened really happened or not. This is entirely about the fact that you motherfuckers can't read. Like, if you really cared about this, if you really gave a shit, if you thought Charlie Kirk was murdered by the fucking Illuminati, then pause for a second and go, oh, fuck, I said that wrong. It was the UVU security. So that's who it was. I'm sorry. My bad. They're never going to go back. Like, from this point on, I guarantee it, from this point on, Jimmy and this dickhead will both say fucking, the Charlie's security made the Utah police leave so that they could kill him. And then they wouldn't talk to him afterwards.
Hey, if you accept what Kash Patel is saying actually happened, I got a vaccine I'd like to sell you.
Well, I'm not going to buy anything in a needle from you. Also, I'm assuming you're vaccinated on most things. No, I'm kidding. I couldn't even list the required ones when you travel. I think he's flying to Australia or some shit like that, and I think there's a couple of things you might want to get a shot for.
And I put on a COVID mask immediately if you believe Kash
Yeah,
Patel
put on a
what he's saying.
COVID mask immediately.
He goes, do you think I wouldn't tell you if it... He really said that. Do you think I wouldn't tell you if it was different?
Yeah, I would. I think you...
Oh, my old pal Kash.
Yeah.
I think he said that about Epstein. Has he said that about this too? Also, by the way, again, this is not about whether or not people believe Kash Patel or not. This is about why no one should believe you because you can't fucking read.
Come on, you're not going to believe Kash Patel? Come on.
Oh boy, fuck, he's reading again. Oh God, like this is so tiresome. Get your thoughts together. Speak extemporaneously. What was my note again that somebody else wrote for me about something that's just kind of my normal nihilist, uniparty claptrap that I throw up all the time?
I'm sick and tired of.
Oh boy. I'm sick and tired of listening to you read shit off a piece of paper.
This Kash Patel, he already.
Fuck, I can't.
He said we need to stop looking into this. Do you really think Kash Patel of all people would be lying?
Wow. That's amazing. Like, I never saw that punchline coming. That's incredible. You trust that guy? Is this on?
No, never, Jimmy. He's a Brahmin.
Of all people. So it looks like Charlie Kirk's security team, very suspect. How come nobody else is reporting this? How come I got to go to my friend Ian to get this?
Sorry, he's your friend and you could barely read his fucking handle?
Well, because time to forget now and move on to the next thing.
And that's right. Time to forget.
Rylan Holly Hands.
Well, no, it's not time to forget. There's a trial happening. There will be a trial happening. As far as I know, because it's a state trial, there'll be cameras in the courtroom. The gag order is until the trial and during it, I suppose. But you'll be able to watch the fucking trial. They didn't just go, we're not charging anybody. Ah, fuck it. We're pleading him out. It's done.
So, if you'd like to, I got plenty of jokes about Kash Patel in the.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Thanks. No thanks. I like the idea. That's what he considers jokes, by the way. That's not jokes. That's sarcasm, which is what an idiot has instead of a sense of humor. What is the deal with the Charlie Kirk assassination? Huh? Am I right? Like, what is going on? Right, folks? It's crazy. Do you believe that shit? Me neither. Anyways, next joke. Fuck, this is terrible. It's so goddamn bad. If people actually believe that it's totally fine if you do. If you believe it's a big conspiracy and all that kind of thing, Jimmy is not helping. Jimmy is probably doing more to muck shit up. If you know that old argument about Alex Jones, that he's actually a spoiler for the Illuminati, that the only reason, I've said before that he's obviously full of shit, or the very people he's talking about would have done away with him a long time ago, because if he's telling the truth they don't want you to hear, then why would they let him live? But if he's telling the bullshit that they want people to hear, if they exist at all, and he's saying it, whatever he's saying, he works for them, right? That would be the other half of that. If they do exist, he has to work for them, right? Or he'd have been dead a long time ago, like Paul Wellstone. You know what I mean? Like I've been here for 25 years telling you what the controlling families that run the world don't want me to say. Really? They couldn't find you? They run the world, but they can't figure out that your office is in an office park outside of Austin. You've managed to convince them you're in a bunker they can't reach at some point. But going to that point, if there is a real conspiracy and people did arrange for his death, they're praying for people like Jimmy Dore to misread everything and talk like an asshole, so that it turns what could be a focused attention on what really happened to nutty bullshit. That's crazy. Like, people, like that dude was saying, Candace Owens thinks he was shot with a shotgun. Like, Jimmy Dore thinks his own security people were worried that the police that work in the UVU, that were off duty working in UVU, I'm being as charitable as possible, made them leave so they wouldn't see what was going on. Right? Fuck me. Look at this one. He just walks away. Mind-blowing video of Charlie Kirk's chief of staff at the shooting. He walks away right before he's shot because he doesn't expect him to get killed. He probably stepped away 3 times earlier and nobody cares because it didn't happen right before the shooting. Is he doing stuff? But again, what does this boil down to? What's the conspiracy? That Turning Points USA killed Charlie Kirk with the help of Kash Patel. And this, honestly, this concerns Democrats. How? Sorry, we're the ones that shouldn't be in power. So you're fine with those people and the ideology that they espouse and their action of sacrificing their own. I'm not doing any Russell Brand. He's taking time off to go deal with his 8 rape cases. I think it's 2 cases with 4 charges each, one in London and one in LA. Have fun. I mean, man, him and Danny Masterson in a cell, that's a sitcom waiting to happen. But all right. Anyways, I'm done. I went way over tonight, and you guys are lovely, and I thank you for indulging me in this horse shit. And again, thank you guys for your support. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for to our Patreon members and everybody who Venmos. If you have the Venmo and you do the Venmo, just buy me a cup of coffee. It's a great way to support the show. And again, big round of applause to our mods as well. Thank you, Andrea, for helping us coordinate our guests, and CSL. Your awesome new thumbnails are working like a charm. And we'll go. We'll go out tonight. I don't have the. I'll put the picture up in the tail end. It'll take me a second, but we'll go out listening to the new. I think I have a variance of the Portland song. Do I have another version of it that I can play on my way out the door? Oh shit! Yeah, hold on. Back up. Back it up. Go back. There you go. So I do. Hold on. Play this one. We need to get to it. Rip Portland. It's all burned down. Trump said it burned down today. It's all gone. Sorry.
Oh, milk lattes in a chipmunk dream.
Hashtag Rip Portland.
Pleasure smushing like a coffee house team.
Can't do it.
On every corner, I need beams, but I can't find the port in this maze of streams. Goodbye, Portland. You twisted map. Where's the harbor? Where's the gap? Goodbye, Portland. You make no sense. Ran us some airs on a latte fence. Ran fair cosplayers in the city hall. Jousting policies, no sense at all. Sidewalk poets ride hikers tall, but the river's hiding behind a wall. Show me the docks, the anchors straight. Instead I get a kombucha embrace. Goodbye, Portland. You quirky mess. Where's the ocean? I confess. Goodbye, Portland. You make me laugh. Town we're split in half.
I like that version too. Hold on. Play the original and I'll see you guys later. I think I like this version better. The naked bike ride was the scariest
milk
thing.
lattes in a chipmunk dream. Plaid shirts marching like a coffee house team on every corner. Irony beams, but I can't find the port in this maze of streams. Goodbye, Portland, you twisted mouth. Where's the harbor? Where's the gap? Goodbye, Portland, you make no sense. Renaissance mayors on a latte fan.
Sorry, my bad. It was this one. Where's the other? Like, there we go. Hit that like, everybody. Love you.
Oh, milk lattes in a chipmunk dream. Plaid shirts marching like a coffee house team. On every corner, I need beams, but I can't find the port in this maze of streams. Goodbye, Portland, you twisted map. Where's the harbor? Where's the gap? Goodbye, Portland, you make no sense. Ran us on airs on a latte fence. Ran fair cosplayers